Welcome back to Z46. This was a destroyer that haven't gone up, that took me forever to go up. Because, you all know I'm not a destroyer player. I don't like to play destroyers much. So, I basically had to think of it as, really judge and understand how to play this ship. Honestly, between the Z23 and this ship, there's not a huge play difference. It really does kind of follow the same play style. Now, if we remove everything and take off the personal merits, you will see that it does drop down, significantly as far as what you would start out with. We are fully signaled up, of course, upgrade-wise. Honestly, just do the recommended, except for here. This is where you could really kind of have that change. Do you want increased maneuverability, or do you want to be able to accelerate faster when stopping and going back and all those kind of things? So it really does depend on what you want to do, and that's key. It depends on what you want to do in this ship. Are you wanting to be aggressive, or do you want to play slightly, conservative? Consumables and modules wise, with Superintendent, 4 charges of smoke, 4 charges of engine boost, and then 4 charges of hydro. And you definitely do need, I would honestly really recommend to really just increase it all to basically get the increased health, the increased torps, and the torps go from 9.5 to 10 kilometers. So I would honestly really recommend this because with the increased 10 kilometers, you can torp, Des Moines, Buffaloes, and Cleveland's. And Cincinnati is also, but Cincinnati, Buffalo, and Des Moines both have 10-kilometer radar, and Cleveland has 9-kilometer radar. Significant difference. You're still able to attack them and deal with those and the way that is needed. And what I mean by that is that you're able to basically attack them and still be able to get away with plenty of time. You'll be in the radar range for a little bit, but you can still get out of it. Armor layout, it's DD, nothing special. Survivability-wise, 20,000, and we will look at the full HP with the build at the very end, so don't take the survivability for granted. We will look at that again. Main armaments-wise, 3.5 seconds, 3.5 for, switch time. Actually very nice at 11.1 or 11.5 for 11 kilometers. 11.5 for the 180, and then 11 kilometers for the range. Honestly, I really don't know what I would really do. It is a gunboat, but it's also not a great gunboat. I mean, the Z52 is much better. So it really does depend on how you want to grind it, because honestly, the play style is get into a position, smoke up, use HE, shoot AP on the broadsides, and really just try not to die. That's really the main thing. I mean, that's the key with every DD is try not to die. Torp damage is... Where am I missing the torp damage? Oh, that's why. 2 quad torps, 14,400 for damage. 67 knots, so they're a little bit... They're decent torps. They're pretty decent torps. You won't struggle to hit stuff. AA-wise, these aren't even worth mentioning. Maneuverability-wise, with the speed and everything, and the flags, we're looking at 40 knots. And the 3.6 rudder shift with the modules. That's very comfortable. That's very comfortable for a DD. And then concealment-wise, without the modules, we are looking at 6.6. Let's get into that build for you. So that's basically the first 16 points, and then the last, well, 5 points is really up to you guys. That's pretty much what you need. And with Survivability Expert, you know, you're jumping up to 24k in HP pool. So you have the HP. You have the ability to be aggressive. You have the ability to really kind of, you know, do what you need to do. You have the ability to be flexible. And that's what it really comes down to, is that sense of being flexible in the operation. To understand how can I, it's really a jack of all trades. I really did enjoy this ship. I had a blast in the Z. So it made the grind extremely easy. But let's get into the replay, and you'll kind of get an understanding of how to play the Z. Because the replay shows more than I can explain in my voice. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Z46. It's a very old destroyer, that's for sure. Very old. Very, very old. And we are in Flagships, of course, because we're trying to grind this thing. But it's honestly not that bad. I ground the Z23 a long time ago, and, well, I never really went to the Z46. I thought it was just kind of a downgrade. And, you know, I was like, you know, I need to get my DDs done. So I was like, well, let's do it. And after playing it for the first, like, 3 matches, I was like, wow, this is actually a really good destroyer. Really good. I imagine most of you have gone up this line, but if you haven't or just starting out the game, this is a very solid line to go up. It has good armored piercing, good HE, it has hydro, and we'll hover over the hydro again for you. It's not typical German hydro. Cruiser hydro usually detects ships at about 6 kilometers. This is only 5 kilometers. Venom smokes up. Now we are at a slight disadvantage because there's a lot of ship shooting. Mostly DDs that can basically melt us. The good news is that the Adriatic is basically drawing all the fire. Which is a bad thing for him, but we do knock out the gun there. And we'll end up with over 16k in damage for these DDs, which is actually pretty decent for a DD. Now, the Adriata got really lucky, really lucky, because he could have been really flambéed really easily. And you see, he does have 1 fire. I could have swore he had like 3 fires on there in a moment. I could have swore I thought I saw he had 3 fires. It's either that or it was another game. But battleships can be flambéed very easily by these flagships, or just these DDs in general. I mean, I think it was actually on this map actually that I was with my Z, I believe. No, it was my Oster, and I had a Burgoyne that kind of pushed in, and well, French armor plus HE does not work well, so he died very quickly. Now, we did pop our hydro because, well, I would rather be safe than sorry as far as torps go. Because we make it through this with all of our teammates still alive. I would rather make sure I don't die to torps, because I have been taking torps. Especially on Raptor Rescue. When the Haruguma launches torps, I easily take a torp. Now, I am saying cruiser and DDs because, I have the mods which tell me, what ship is going to come next before it even spawns. And these are all in Aslans, all legal, and they really are very useful, especially on flagships where you don't see the ship before it actually happens. Now, we aim a little bit ahead because these torps are a little on the slow side. They're only, well, they are 67 knots. They're actually on the fast side technically, but in terms of torps, they are still on the slow side. Not as bad as the Elbing and the Schultz torps. Those ones are actually extremely slow. Thankfully, we launched those torps because now we lost that torp tube. Fortunately, it is still active. And, you know, we aimed ahead. Could have probably aimed a little bit further, but we will end up getting some torp hits on it. And since it is a Clausewitz that takes increased torpedo damage, yeah, that was about, what was that, about 70k right there? And then Montana finishes it off. I'll take it. And of course, we go for the DD because, well, DD equals more XP. The bad news is, and this is one thing I've never really understood, the DDs will shoot you, but the cruisers, it can be basically point blank to them and they won't even shoot you, which makes no sense because I've gone broadside of these things at point blank range and I've never been shot. So I wonder if Forgotten Void has a answer for that. That would actually be very curious. I'll probably end up asking him that one next time I see him, because I would very much like to know that. Venom looks like he takes out one of the Azumas. I couldn't tell. I didn't know if he took out the first one. So we pick up a DD, and since, you know, that was about, what was that, about 20,000, because we were about 117 on the Clausewitz, so we went up about 25k. And, you know, even though I was at a really weird angle, I was able to still get 2 guns off. Like, the firing angles on this DD are actually extremely nice. Extremely nice. Like, really nice. Adariata, or, you know, I mispronounce his names, but I just call him that because that's how I remember him. But he basically dies, which is unfortunate. And I can't even get the kill at that point blank, which is actually very sad. Venom launches a full rack of torp on one side and completely misses the DD. Now, in all honesty, that Venom should have just went into the port. I didn't pick up that buff because, you know, well, the DD, well, the Buffalo's gonna get it. And I do need torp reload because, you know, it isn't the best reload. It's about 1.5 minutes, and that is with the boost. And that is, well, yeah, that is with the boost. So about 1.5 minutes. So these torps do take a little bit of a long time to reload. So every bit in torp power will help. And you see right there, it went down 16 seconds. So now we're about, better than about 1 minute and 10 seconds now. It adds up. And for the Venom, I'm sure that really helps him. Plus, he should be able to pick up that buff. So we'll go down even further, which is really nice to have these buffs in a DD. And I'm telling him to get back because look at him. He's only at 14k. There are 2 DDs there. He is French. He will die exceptionally fast. Now we do pick up that buff, and we're down to basically 1 minute. So that is significant. I mean, we dropped about 10-20 seconds. That's quite a bit of a reload speed. And that was only with, I believe, 3 of them. So we're missing 2 of them. Unfortunately, these DDs aren't carrying the buffs, so that is unfortunate. Now, you did see that he was being shot at before the DD showed up. And that DD is going to take it. And I know he's going to take a torp, so I don't even shoot him. Because I realized, okay, Venom's got him. I'm not going to even steal the damage. He's slowed down, so I basically just have to aim straight on him. And don't believe I get this kill. I don't think I do. Nope. But I am really enjoying the Z46. I think it's a great destroyer. I feel really bad for myself for not going after these things for not going after this DD for so long. The Z52 has a very decent reputation. It's unfortunate that it took me so long to go up this line. Well, I should say finish this line, I should say. I really do enjoy it. And I think at the time of this recording, I was at 205,000. So I'm literally like 35K from my Z. So I was really pumping the XP out. So I was doing the math and I was thinking, okay, Mogador, Lacasonis, Z, if I do about 10,000 a day, and the patch ends in like 8 days, I can still get 3 DDs done. And if I do it right, I should be able to get the Adaria. The Tier 9 Japanese battle cruiser done also. So I should be able to get 4 Tier 10s. Plus I got the Holland, so I was able to get 5 Tier 10s in probably less than 2 weeks. Just by doing the math. And those were with just green boosters in general. Those were all green boosters. That was just by using green boosters. That's just simple math. Now, we are pushing this. There is no Satsuma, which spawns motorboats, so we are able to push in significantly more closer, which is huge. Because when the motorboats and the battleships here spawn, that's when it gets more difficult for the DDs. When there is no motorboats and DDs, there are no BBs and motorboats, then it gets a lot easier. I probably could have dropped those torps a little bit better, but like I said, I'm not aiming these I'm just aiming just to see if I hit something. You never know. And with everything in there, all those TDs, you've got a chance to hit something. I mean, something's got to get hit. I mean, that's just in general. I mean, you're going to hit something at some point. And the airplanes are coming at us right now, so we've got another wave coming in. We're detected. We pop our hydro because I do not want to get caught out by random torps everywhere. Now, unfortunately, everything is literally just, for some reason, they just started to spawn, just camp us, basically. I mean, they literally were just flying right over us. Like, I've never seen them hover around like this. Like, I've never seen them ever do this before. And I'm just sitting here kind of thinking, wow, they are actually just kind of hovering all around me. Not that I'm mad or anything, but I've never seen them kind of hover just around this. But I'm like, oh, I'm taking advantage of this. If they're gonna just swarm me, I'm taking advantage. I'm just getting the plane kills. I mean, you add enough of those plane kills up, and you're going to get some pretty decent XP. It's a very small amount of XP, but it's still something. And then you put in the minefields on top of that. And unfortunately, there are 2 torpedo bombers left. Ooh. And it doesn't look like we get any torp hits, though. I really don't know why the Benham didn't come in here. I mean, he could have easily have came in here. And I'm like, BB, snipe the airfields. Just snipe the airfields. Because I'm like, I would rather have, ever since I sniped the airfields in the Ohio, I started realizing that if I'm not in a ship that I can carry in, I'm like, just snipe the bloody airfields. Just snipe them. I don't care if I get extra less damage. I would rather win than not get the damage in the win. I would rather have those airfields get sniped. And you do see that Yami is getting shot at by basically like two, what is that? A Clausewitz, two Haragumos, it looks like. We do get one torp. Yeah, like two Yamagiris and it looks like two Harus. And a Clausewitz. So he was getting shot at by quite a bit.
The ship's almost finished. 2 or 3 more things and we're in great shape. Well, come on.
And I'm like, and as I'm playing this, I'm like, yes, we should be able to, you know, get in there and get these DDs down. You should be able to. I don't know. It's still possible, but we're at 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is really the point where I'm like, I get really worried. Now, Benham gets a really good torp hit there on that Yamagiri. That really does help. We knock out one of his torpedoes permanently, so that'll help our battleship. Although, basically, I don't know how long the Mr. Jean Bart will live. If I remember right, I believe he dies. Although I played probably so many matches in my Z, I can't even remember one match from the other anymore. Now, the planes I can remember. That I can remember. It looks like Benham might get a torp there. Nope, it looks like they just ran out. Yeah, I don't think Jean Bart's getting away with that. Nope. That flood's got him. Although, to be honest, I died of the same stuff. Multiple times in my Cecilia. And that was, I believe, the Buffalo. Nope, that was the John Bart. And we managed to pick up the Haragumo on a blind shot. And we pick up our natural selection. And I'm thinking, can I get this kill? I'm like 600 HP. I'm aiming right at it. Nope.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
Now, I'm obviously trying to go for the airfield, but I was not paying attention to seeing all the HE shells going in. So we are going to get the win. We have 236K. Yeah, when I was playing this, I was like thinking, just push the airfield because we've got 2 minutes, and I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get to the airfield, what I was trying to do. And with that, we get 15K in ship XP and a nice 2,100 in free XP and 500,000 in credits with 45 plane kills. Natural selection, C-star, and assistant. And we're top the team. Barely. Benham barely beat us. He got close. Like, if he had probably gone into the port at the very beginning, like around where before those Kitakaze and the Haro showed up, and was able to get in there and get some good torp hits, he would have obviously beat us. I mean, obviously. And that's why I say if you're in a Binom and you're on this map, go into the port before the 2 DDs show up and just start spamming torps. A lot of players may hate that, even I don't like that, but I say that because you can get a lot of XP. And Binom's a torp boat, a really good torp boat. But like looking at it, all of our damage was literally to DDs, like, and the Clausewitz we hit with those torps for, I guess that was 85k. Actually, that technically was actually 86k. Did not seem like 86k, but it was literally just nothing but DD damage. That was practically all of our damage. It was literally nothing but destroyers, and that's obviously why we got up so high. But also just kind of looking at the plane kills was actually kind of hilarious. 1, 2, 6, 2, 5, and then you go to 45. Oh, that's just kind of stupid. Still make it almost 400k profit. So not bad at all. A very good destroyer. If you haven't gone up this line, highly recommended. Definitely go up this line.